So let us discuss about this 11th June 2015 newspaper. Not very great articles are there in this. Now the first thing is, the hot pursuit is conducted across the Indo-Myanmar border, where Indian special forces crossed the border to attack the insurgent groups located over there. So now Mr. Rathod made it as a message to all. So in this context, a covert operation, it has to be kept secret to continue those kind of operations into the future. And the second thing is the balance between external relations or relations with the neighbors, and at the same time our strategic interests has to be maintained. And bringing into open such a covert operations damages our strategic interests in the long run. So this also, the threatening of or sending the message to all the countries through this action also did not go well with our neighbors. And looking at India as a big brother, the hegemonic power in South Asia, it's going to be strengthened by our opponents such as Pakistan. So that is what is discussed over here. And the next is, this article is related to the bills which are being passed by or else introduced by the government. The one is black money bill. So what the provisions of the bill state is, an individual can be punished with 300% fine and jail term only if government is able to detect the wealth which is stocked abroad. In this context, with the existing layering method and also hawala transactions and exemptions with the existing law makes it impossible to detect the money stationed abroad. For example, now the NRIs are being kept out of the purview of the law. Their incomes are kept out of the purview of the law. It provides a lot of scope or loophole for evading of the taxes or else for showing this particular money in a legal route. On the other hand, the double taxation avoidance agreement and tax information exchange agreement, they only provide for sharing of information only that is related to the taxpayers. So it means that the legally binding taxpayers, their information can be shared but not the evaders. So how to access the information is a greater challenge over here. So it means that ultimately the law will be used to punish the innocent or harass the innocent people rather than the evaders. Coming to GST bill, it is argued that it may hurt the small business. The reason is now the small business are being kept out of the purview. The reason is they cannot effort towards computerization of records, etc. In this context, the large companies to whom they supply the raw materials or where they are in the intermediate process of the production, they will be discouraged by the bigger companies because the companies do not get the input credits from them. It means slowly they will be left out of the business. Once this unorganized sector is left out, the stress on the agriculture is going to increase. So that is going to create a big damage. And next is the land acquisition bill. Now farming is not just work in the rural India, it is a way of life. Now the existing bill, what it is trying to do is shift the land from away from the farmers. It can increase the urban migration, that is what is the first challenge. And the second thing is the land acquisition also can raise the resentment of the farmers and the food security of the country can also be threatened. So in this context, we need all the three major laws which are being brought by the UNDA government have their own shortfalls. And next is this article. So the welfare to paternalism, where the government is decreasing the funding for the various sponsored programs or various welfare programs, and it is making the people to stand on their own or making the people to have their welfare into their hands, that is through Jan Dhan Yojana or Atal Pension Yojana, etc. So the welfareistic approach, rights-based approach is given away for so-called neoliberal-based contributory pension schemes. Now it is clearly visible in reduction in the financial allocations for various central sponsored schemes. That is what is argued by Veerappa Moily. And in Africa, there is a tripartite agreement between 26 countries to create a free trade agreement in the entire continent. So previously there are three other agreements. One is East Africa Community, South Africa Development Community, and the Common Market for East and South Africa. Now these three organizations are combined. They come under this Tripartite Free Trade Agreement. So that means these are the three groups. They are coming into one single agreement, which is a positive step towards the business over there. So these are the articles in today's newspaper. Thank you very much.